Stridente meets Rosie Okae. Music projects.
I started singing when I went to college and I studied performing arts. That was when I first started thinking about singing and thinking about how songs are put together. So that was mainly songs from musicals, and I remember learning about American popular song. Often the songs are written in AABA structure, verse, verse, bridge, verse. So I still write like that now. And then I started performing a bit a few years after college. Sometimes had singing lessons, and I was doing a dance theatre project, and I met a really good friend of mine, Nicole Nagel, and she was in Now. Through her, I met Angelo last. I heard that Now were looking for singers. I arranged to meet Justin, and then I started singing backing vocals for Now. Justin's very empowering, as the first time I met him, he said to me, "Do you play an instrument?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Would you like to?" I'd never heard anyone speak about playing an instrument in that way, as something that you can choose to do. And it doesn't matter if you had training in that you can decide, actually, I want to play. He never made me feel like bad for not having that musical knowledge. I was in Now for a while, and then I wasn't. And then a couple of years after I left, I started writing songs more seriously. And I bumped into Justin at a gig, I think, and told him that I'd been writing, and told me that he had started producing. So yeah, we got together and it clicked really well. And he kind of helped me develop my songs into something coherent. My songs at that stage were very embryonic. When I worked with Justin, I would go to his music room and sing songs to him, and then we would just try stuff out. Sometimes I would have ideas of what instruments I'd like there to be on that song, but often I didn't, and we would just play around. So it's very sort of organic process. And Angelo as well has been extremely supportive, and right now I'm on her record label. I felt like I needed to try and do things on my own just to see if I could. I wanted to challenge myself. What I wanted to do was find a way of being able to make music in a more sort of independent way. I enlisted the help of Richard Thomas, who knows quite a lot about synthesizers, well, a lot more than me anyway. And he helped me do a bit of shopping. So I found one that I could afford and was small enough for me to carry, and also allows you to program a drum pattern and play keyboard and make a more sort of complete sound. I see myself mainly as a singer, really, and I just wanted to be able to play in a way that doesn't distract me from my singing. My way of writing has changed a bit because I'm kind of writing for that synthesizer. What I always used to do was, when I thought of a song, I would think of the lyrics and the melody at the same time, and that was always my starting point. But now, sometimes I will start from the beat and then start to build around that. Songwriting for me is quite therapeutic and cathartic. So often I'll have something I'm thinking about that happened in my life or is going on in my life at that time, and I will write lyrics about that thing or something that's bothering me. I'm trying to embrace the vulnerability of performing on your own and exposing what you really feel.
Acting, directing, writing.
I was into all creative things, but I had to choose, so I chose drama in the end. And then I studied theatre at master's level. The acting was always because I like being somebody else. You know, some people think that acting is people who like to show off. It wasn't that for me. It was the opportunity to be somebody else for a while. A few years ago, I realised that I'd like to try directing. Did some courses and started a company with a friend of mine, Padoan Ainsley, and I've done a project with her. And also I directed a monologue at the Playground Theatre a couple of years ago. And now I've started writing as well, mainly film. Yeah, I really surprised myself because during the first lockdown, I started getting ideas for films, which had never happened to me before. I've written one short film script and I'm now working on a feature film idea. It's a story about two musicians, right? So the cool thing about that is that I'm going to be writing the music for that. So it's really interesting because I need to think about what type of musicians they would be and what sorts of music they would write. What would they write about? How would their music sound? So it's a really interesting way of exploring character. That's what I enjoy, is character, how do you develop character, and character being the most important thing really as a basis for a story. Similarly with my songwriting, most of my ideas seem to be either based on my own life or the lives of people I've met or people I know. So a lot of it is semi-autobiographical.
Websites.
You can check out my theatre company website, which is offchance.org, and rosieokae.com is my website, and that has everything on there.